Alright you guys, thanks for tuning in. Slowpoke Airgunner here. My name is Scott. I do want to do a video because of the fact that I've been talking about doing a lot of long range shooting and stuff like that. I enjoy the long range shooting, and the videos that I put out with this right here, it's my Venturi Avenger. This is a 25 cal. Videos. I know I was talking about doing some long range shooting. I will still be doing long range shooting, but it will not be with the Venturi. The Venturi is going to be going back. I have an issue and I'm sending it back. The reason I'm going to be sending this one back is probably the same reason. If anybody has looked into this gun, they know this gun is basically the Nova Liberty. There's some upgrades on it, but one thing that they did not upgrade on this particular model is the poppet. For those of you who don't know what a poppet is, basically it's a little stem. There's a valve around it. Your hammer, when it hits it, it pushes it in and it lets some air out, and it goes up through your ports and behind the pellet and pushes the pellet out. So either way, the poppet on these are known to be bad. It's the same poppet that was on the Nova Liberty. It said there are replacements. I'm not sure if it's Airguns of Arizona, Airgun Depot, whatever. I just check around. But there are replacements that are normally Delrin or Teflon. They make a better seal. This particular poppet has issues. They know it has issues. I don't know if they're upgrading it or what they're doing. But either way, mine has a leak in it. It's a slow leak. And I'll show it to you right here. My pressure keeps going down. It is a slow leak, but after a few days, it will. If I can get it in the camera here, maybe I can get behind it and get it to focus. It's not focusing, but if you can tell, it's low. But as you can tell, it's low. Well, that itself is not good for the regulator. It causes issues. But either way, mine is not only leaking. I've got a groundhog that's giving me issues. They're starting to burrow up underneath my building, and I'm going to have to take them out. So what I'd done is I'd taken this out. I'd run the long range shots on it, and I wanted to go ahead and make sure it was sighted in. You know, before you hunt anything or do anything, make sure you're sighted in. If you're going to be shooting an animal, you have to be precise with your shot. So anyway, I went to set it up, and something wasn't right. It wasn't shooting right. I noticed it was losing air. I was using the MK2s here, 33.95, and this thing will usually push, you know, almost 60 foot-pound, about 58 foot-pound, 58, 60, in that range, with the setup, factory setup. Now, I haven't changed anything in my gun. This is completely factory. But either way, the valve being an issue, the power has also dropped. And I'm getting some crony numbers for the MK2s through the Avenger. Now, I don't know if I need to change my seals here. Airguns today are designed to where they're not supposed to be blowing out your seals here, especially a PCP. The gun has dropped about 100 feet per second in speed with the MK2s, and these are something that the groundhog's pretty stout, so I went and hit him with something hard, and that'll do the job right there. Now, the Baracudas, they're a little bit heavier. They would do the job. Actually, any of the pellets would probably do the job, depending on the distance, but I would prefer the MK2s. The heavier, they retain their power. Even at 136 yards that I shoot this thing, when it was running before the power dropped, I was still getting 29.8 or something like that, right at 30 foot-pound at 136 yards. And the shot that I'm going to be taking may 15-20 yards, you know, I might push it out to 40 or something like that. Depends on the angle and where I can catch him out. So either way, the air Venturi is going to be going back. They've got to find out what's wrong. If there's a regulator issue with it, it could just need breech seals. But definitely, I believe mine is an issue with the valve, the poppet. Also, there have been issues with the leak here with your air release valve. Now, I've tightened that down very, very tight to make sure it wasn't leaking. The best way to do something like this, what I need to do is like put a balloon over top of it, tape it to where it's not losing air, and if that balloon fills up with air, I know for a fact that's where it's leaking from. Now, if the leak is coming really good out of it, or a decent leak, what you can do is you cock it and you listen to it. Don't put your head in front of the barrel, but you listen to it, and if you hear a slow leak, it's because it's coming out of the valve. Mine's hear a leak, mine's so slow that I can't hear it. So, other than tear it down myself, mess it up, if I happen to mess anything up, I have seals. I don't know if I have enough seals actually for the gun. I'm going to go ahead and let Air Venturi fix it. I did call Air Venturi. They were great about it. But Air Venturi knows there's an issue with this poppet, and whether they're going to upgrade it and fix it, I really don't know. But overall, it's a good gun. It's just that poppet does need to be replaced. I love the way it shoots. I love the side cocking lever. So, as far as the gun goes, without the issues that's going on with it, the MK2s shoots these well. FX shoots these well. These are 25.4, 25.39, something like that. 25.4. JSB Exact shoots those well. 25.39. This is the pellet I use all the time. They've actually went up in price, and I was using them because they were $3 cheaper, but they went up. But I kept using them because of the fact that for long range, for a 25.4 grain pellet, these are freaking awesome. Just for me personally, I try them in my flash pups. I've tried them in Hatsan AT-44 and this gun here, and the Diablo Fields seem to outperform the JSBs. And I know what everybody's going to say, oh, it's the same company. Yes, they're made in the same factory. These are made in the same factory. But what it is, the dies that make these are owned and from Air Arms. These use different dies. They are different pellets. Don't be confused or let anybody talk you into saying that these are the same. I find out these are good, probably 80 yards or so. I can take these out. I shoot out to 120 yards with these things. These spread out a little more. Once you get out to about 100 yards, these will spread out a little more. But both excellent pellets. Your long range, though, you want long range, these things are phenomenal. Not only in this gun, in all my guns. Hades. This gun shoots the Hades well. It shoots the Baracudas well. It shoots the Baracuda Hunter Extremes well. Even the GTOs. I'm getting these because of the garden. We've got a lot of rabbits we're putting in a garden. And Michelle doesn't want me shooting in the garden with pellets, with lead, so these work great. And more than likely, I'm going to be using my Hatsan Flashpup synthetic model here. The wood model, this is what's going to be doing the groundhog hunting. I have this set up 45 foot-pound. This one here will shoot 55.9, basically 56 foot-pound of pressure where it's set up. Alright, and here's a flash pup. This was just shooting for groups, seeing if it was grouping pretty well. I used one magazine. There's 10 in the magazine. Then once I shot for groups, I lined it up, came over here, there's 3 there, and then I stuck one in there. So that's a total of 10 shots. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4, and there's 6 shots in that hole right there. So I think the Flashpup is going to do the job on taking care of the groundhog, no problem. And that's with the MK2s right here. I will say this gun's never failed me. I've owned this gun going on 3 years now, or since they came out. When the shipment came in, I got mine pre-ordered. But the MK2s, this one where I have it set, excellent. It shoots 45 foot-pound with the Diablo fields. It shoots the Haiti, shoots everything. Both my guns, all of my guns shoot. But this one here is going to be, it's easier for me to carry around, walk through the woods with. Both the Flashpups are. This one's, the Avenger, is light. Great gun, love it. But for right now, if I can get it on camera, for you guys, that Flashpup is what I'm going to be taking groundhogs with. This one here, the synthetic model. Now I left this thing out in the rain the other day during our first spring rainstorm. If you're on Instagram, you saw that. It still runs great. You know, there's no issues, and that's my thing. A good hunting gun, if it's going to be a good hunting gun that you're going to go out, it's going to get wet. And if a gun can't get wet, come on, y'all. You probably just, if it gets too wet or gets something inside of it or whatever, you're just going to have to clean it out, and it should be fine. So I need to take this one apart actually and re-lube it. But I'm over here knocking stuff down. Oh, another little tool, and I'm just adding all this stuff in here. I know the video is about the Avenger, but these are things that I use and I use daily. This right here, and I'm going to show you up close because I haven't done a video on this, but these are sticks from out in my woods here, and all I've done is laid 3 sticks down and started on one side, leave a string, and then go back and forth, over, under, back and forth until you get to the end and come back and tie a piece together. Now this is a tripod. It's what I use to shoot with. Simple, it's easy. I go out, boom, I see something, and there it is. Made out of a stick. The gun will lay right down in there, boom, and I take my shots. To make these, what you're going to do, if you can see this, if I'll get it over here in the camera here, shrink it down a little bit, but these two are actually about the same size. This one here is shorter, and you want one shorter. You want an outside one to be shorter and the two inside to be about the same length. The outside one's going to be your front leg that you kick out, and then the other two will cross to where, and I can set it for different heights. I've used it for different heights and everything. So that's what I use. I know it's not a $200 or $300 tripod or anything special, but if you can grab some sticks in the woods and you got a piece of string, it's easy to carry. Great little tool. I'm just adding all this stuff in here just because I haven't done it. But either way, this is what's going on with my Venturi Avenger. I love this gun. It shoots like a beast. And this thing's absolutely phenomenal. It's just they're going to have to more than likely replace the poppet in it. And as soon as I get the gun back, I've got the boxes in there. I'll probably mail it out over this weekend. Mail it back to Venturi, let them take care of this and get it back, and we'll put her back into action. Summertime's coming, springtime's coming, a lot of stuff is moving, and I would love to be able to put this gun to the test. It is a little bit louder than my Flashpups, which that's why I do enjoy the Flashpups, because of the fact that they are more quiet. Their systems that are built into the guns are fantastic. But either way, this video is about this right here. If you're having issues and it's under warranty, just go ahead and send it back. Call them. You know, they're good for taking care of their customers. They had no issue. The girl I talked to, she was fantastic, and they know there's an issue. When I called in immediately, I said, well, I'm having a problem with the Venturi, and immediately the first thing she said was, is it leaking? Absolutely. They know there's a problem. So hopefully they're going to replace, or they're going to fix those. If not, I'm going to let them replace it. all the way until the warranty's out. If it goes bad again, I'm going to let them replace it. After that, what I'm going to do is more than likely put a Delrin poppet in it. It's got a piece of Delrin, like a little plastic on the end of it, and that type of material seals really well. I know they use it in their Nomad too. The Delrin seal on a pressure relief valve, it holds really well. So either way, that's what's going on. That's the reason I haven't done any long range shots with this. But I've talked to a few of you guys that are big into the Flashpup. Flashpup's a great gun, and I'll just say that it is. It's a great gun. But this gun right here, I have set up. It's pushing what, right at 56 foot-pound. I may as well call it 56, 55.9. Plenty enough power, more than enough power to be shooting out to 136 yards, and accuracy that it has. I believe we need to test these out. We need to test both of these out. I don't want to tune these because they're tuned a little bit different. This was I like it a little more quiet. I could actually turn this one down and do a lot better with it, but it's plenty quiet enough. Where I live now is a lot different than when I used to live, where everybody was closer. A lot of the noise that could come off of buildings and stuff like that, that you hear it. Out here I have a lot more open space. Neighbors don't even know that I'm shooting at all. The neighbors have no clue. Most of the time I have to hang up signs and let them know that I'm shooting to make sure nobody comes in my yard, because I don't want to hurt nobody, because they can't hear the gun. This one here, it can be heard. I don't really care if I'm taking a groundhog or something like that with it. I doubt he's going to hear it before it hits him. He might hear it, but that's the last thing he'll probably hear. So either way, that's what's going on with this gun. This is a very good gun. That's the whole thing, is the valve itself. It's great. I mean, it's stainless steel, built out of very good materials. So apparently they'll fix it. Even if they don't, it's a $300 gun. Okay, it's going to work great until that poppet goes bad, and you can replace it. I've looked it up. I think it's $10, $9.99, $9.95 or whatever, to get a daggone poppet that fits it. So, and if you want to know how to take this gun apart, I would go to Air Velocity Sport. He made a wood stock for his as well. This is before the wood stocks came out, and a lot of people have been talking about it, but there is the wood stock out for this model. I like the plastic because of the fact that it's light. I don't know how much heavier the wood stock is, but for me, even with a big old heavy bipod on the end of this, I can hold this. Because a lot of times my hands will aggravate me, like especially my front hand, taking all the pressure on it. It'll cause me to pinch nerves and crap like that. But with this gun, it's still light. I pop the bipod off if I'm just going to be walking through the woods with it, and it's light as a feather. So that's the reason I keep that on there. My Flashpup wood is probably the heaviest of the three I have here. I do have an AT-44. I don't even shoot it. Actually, it's not even mine. It's Michelle's. When I ordered my Flashpup, she went ahead and, because it was pre-order and I had to wait, and it was going to be several months. I mean, I got it fresh off the boat from Pyramid Air. But she ordered an AT-44. She really doesn't shoot it a whole lot. I don't shoot it a lot just because it's heavy. It's an excellent gun. I love the way it shoots. It's just not for me personally because it's too heavy and hard to carry around. This gun I can carry around. And it's easy for me. The Flashpups I can hold in. They're easy, great for offhand shooting. Either way, that's the update. That's the update of what's going on with me. That's the update with what's going on with the Air Venturi. This is a 25 cal. We will be doing some more long range with the Air Venturi 25. Just as soon as I get it back, I'm going to go ahead and mail it out this weekend. And when I get back, I'll let you know how long it took and what all was going on with it. But as of right now, I've got a power drop as opposed to what the Flashpups run them. And this gun was shooting a whole lot hotter than what the Flashpup was. So either way, this is what you're going to get for $300. Just know that. Just know that there is a possibility of that valve leaking. Also, a lot of things that things they say you can do. Now, there's some people that seal this a little more, and I almost dropped it. Yeah, that did good. But they put some seals in here, or they've tightened up your pressure relief valve here. Of course, when you fill these, cock it. Leave it cocked. What you're doing is you're taking the pressure. The little stem, the poppet we're talking about, okay, it's got pressure on it from the spring and the hammer, putting pressure on it, and that pressure has to fight back against it when you're filling it up. If you leave it cocked, you cock it back, the pressure's off of it, and it'll fill a lot easier, because those seals are having issues. Supposedly, this is an Air Venturi, directly from Air Venturi Fix. You leave it open, you fill it up. They're asking you to max it out. 4350 is what it takes, 300 bar. So once you do that, you fill this up, take the pressure off of it, dry fire it down. If yours is leaking, cock it, fill it up, boom, and dry fire it. Dry fire it, they say, will not hurt this gun because your seals are on your pin right here instead of inside, so they're not going to blow them out. From what I understand, that's a big fix for that on your bolt. Having your seals on it to keep from blowing seals, dry firing. PCPs aren't real bad for you really don't have to worry about this one. So anyway, what you're supposed to do is 4350, dry fire it all the way down to your end of the green, fill it back up, dry fire it down. Supposed to do that about 2 or 3 times, and a lot of times what will happen is it'll cause that poppet to seat, and you won't have any issues. Another thing, that didn't work for me. Okay, that didn't work for me. So another thing they said to try is right here on your fill probe, and I will show you. I use I have the Air Venturi Avenger, Nomad 2 pump, and they told me it's not going to hurt your gun. Right there, I use pure silicone oil in it, super lube or whatever it is, and I put a couple drops on there, because the seals in there, from where they sit around in the warehouses and stuff like that, waiting to be sold, and you know, however new they are when they put them on, they may be a little bit dry, and if they get down in there and they lube everything up, they're going to expand. When they expand, they'll go ahead and seal it. I have tried that. I have also noticed that before that, and when I noticed it started leaking, I had around here of the shroud oil that was showing, and that's when I noticed it was leaking. There was oil. So once I did put some silicone drops on it, and I realized it was still leaking, I would always get oil. It's spraying the oil out as well. So either way, those are some things that can help you. You know, make sure this is tight down here. Make sure you fill it, you cock it, and fill it. Keep pressure off of it while it's filled, so it should seal. You can dry fire it down. You don't have to take my word for it. Call Air Venturi. I mean, I had people tell me about things to do. You know, not that I don't trust them. I just don't know some people. If it was people that I knew well, or knew better and talked to more frequently, more than likely I would go ahead and just take their advice. They know what they're talking about. But I called Air Venturi and I asked them, and they told me what to do, and their fixes did not work. So this one's going back to the shop. I'm going to let them fix it. It's got a year warranty on it, so you can't quite beat that. And like I said, later I'll I'll go ahead and probably put a Delrin pop it with the Delrin seal on it, and it should be good to go. Either way, that's what's going on with this gun right here, letting you guys know. I will still be doing some long range. I'm going to be doing with the Flashpups, and I told some guys already that are buying the Flashpups, these are excellent guns if you are buying them. I've had this one since they came out, pre-ordered. It's ran like a demon since then. This one here, I had little issues when it was brand new. The break-in period on it was a little bit different. It does have the Quattro trigger on them. Very adjustable, great triggers. And this one here was set up wrong, and I had to fix it. So you always want to do that with an air gun, with your triggers. If they're set too much, you can damage the internals. If you start messing with them, you can damage them. And then on top of that, there's issues with setting it too light. One, it can bump and go off if it's too light. But not only that, not this model, because I haven't messed with it. I've not done anything to this gun whatsoever. I haven't adjusted the trigger. This is full factory. Everything about this is factory. I've not even touched the hammer spring regulator. I don't mess with it. It ran great out the box. So I figured, okay, they talk about them settling down some, so I figured when they settle down, if it wasn't where I wanted it to be, I could go ahead and tune it from that point. Either way, on my other guns, they're unregulated. They say these run like crazy with regulators in them. I've started to regulate mine, but I enjoy turning my power up and down very easily on those. But the good thing about all of these is all of these pellets that I have sitting out here, every gun I have sitting here will shoot the fire out of every one of these. All of them. I've only got one brand in there, and it would be the H&N, the Grizzlies. Nobody can get a lot of accuracy out unless, I think those are really designed for high speed. But every single one of these pellets, it'll shoot. The gun's great. It's a great gun. The only problem is you have that poppet in it that needs fixed. There's also this right here. I would say keep a watch on that. If I can show it to you here. It's not going to show up in the camera. But either way, your cocking lever, great, fantastic cocking lever on it. But it does have a screw in the bottom here. And then you've got a copper piece on top. So that's something I would watch. Probably put some Loctite or something on that to make sure they don't come loose. But overall, the gun's good. I'm not going to do a full review on it because there's too many people that's had these guns and done reviews on them. I'm just letting you know what's going on with leaks and stuff like that, and what I'm doing with it. This gun will be back in action. We will be doing some more long range with them. Until then, the Flashpups over there are going to be put back into action. Now, you guys have been watching me. You know I'm not a collector. You know, I'm someone who'll take a gun and I'll flat out shoot the fire out of it. I mean, like these, that's what I use. Give me a good one, that's all I need. One good one. I don't need 50 of them. I do like this one. It's my first regulated gun. Got a few little issues. I'll get that fixed. Not a problem. That's the good thing about the air gun industry is a lot of your companies will take care of you if you have an issue. That's one thing I do like about the Hatsan company. Their issues with their guns, man, they'll fix them in a minute. When the Hatsan Flashpup first came out, the wood model, the magazines were absolutely horrible on them. They wouldn't cycle right. I did not want the gun without the magazine. I contacted them. 2 weeks. Took them 2 weeks, and I had brand new magazines. They said, we're making them. We know there's a problem. And they made brand new magazines, and I'm still using those magazines to this day for those. As far as this one, it has the Marauder style magazine. I do want to get a Carm magazine. If y'all haven't heard of those, look those up. The Marauder style that go in this are known throw some flyers occasionally or have little quirks in them, but you know, that's just part of the industry. That's the reason you're always going to see people that when they're trying to shoot long range or shoot for a lot of accuracy and stuff like that, they'll put the single shot tray in there. I don't want to use a single shot tray. I like to hunt. I want to have a follow-up shot. I want magazines that are consistent. The magazines are good. I haven't had issues with magazines to this point. But from my understanding, you'll get flyers every now and then, and usually it's the magazine. Not always the magazine. It could be damaged skirts, bent skirts, or whatever. I mean, the lead's soft and it has that, but there are magazines out there you can get. Carm magazines. I think I'll have some made. They've also got the higher capacity as well. Excuse me, need something to drink, not coronavirus. Promise. I hope. I know this is a very loved gun, but I also know these flash pups are really loved guns. So I'm letting you know she's going to be out of action for a while, and we're going to be doing some long range with the flash pups. As the name implies, slow poke air gunner. I'm a little slow about getting out videos. A lot of it has to do with just me. I got issues, so I get slow on getting stuff out. But I try to give good information. But I tell you what, I really appreciate you guys, all of you guys. I've got 400 subscribers. I haven't really pushed that hard last year. I had a rough year. A lot going on with me last year. So I do appreciate everybody that's hung with me. I'm hoping to get a lot of footage. If I can get a scope cam or something like that to put on my scopes. I had one for a bench with a cell phone, but I can't really carry that around. I need to go ahead and get something for my GoPro, a side shot or something like that. But I just don't want to come off that much money right now. I mean, that's what it boils down to. There's too many other priorities I have in my life other than a scope cam. I'll shoot something and say, hey, look, y'all, look what I shot.
Dead. Dead. Dead.
I know it's not the same, but eventually I will get there. I will get there. You guys hang with me. I'm going to get there. I'm going to do more long range shooting. Summertime's coming in, warm weather's coming in. Right now it's springtime and the trees are about to blow over outside. Actually, I wanted to go out and shoot. I wanted to go out and shoot this thing in it. But I would like to go out and get some long range in the wind and do some practice in the wind. Today wasn't that day. It's rained. Spring's coming and rained for quite a few days, and we've had a lot of other projects going on, but I'm getting around to it. Alright, you guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to get this thing sent out, and when it comes back, we're going to put her back into action on the channel. As for now, y'all know I'm a flash pup guy, so I'm going to be hammering with the flash pups. Appreciate you watching.